We have been given the unusual luxury of playing just once a week at the moment, as the Hoops have already sealed their fate for Europe this season. Whilst we are not in action until the weekend, there is still a lot of Celtic news to discuss, which included a player that has amazed staff in training, of which we will go through who in today's video. But first, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Celtic content. Carl Starfelt is no longer a Celtic player after the Scottish champions confirmed the Swede had made the switch to La Liga side Celta Vigo. The club thanked Carl for the 2 years he spent at the club, where he helped secure a double in the first season and a treble in his second. The 28-year-old and Cameron Carter-Vickers struck up a formidable domestic partnership and one that we missed this season. Now Carl has gone, Mark Nowacki is the main man next to Carter-Vickers until Celtic bring in another defender at least to replace Starfelt. We have been told the fee is around the £4.3 million mark. It's a fee that seems a little on the low side for our first team centre-back that had 2 years left on his deal. Nevertheless, the player wanted to leave the club and Celta Vigo revealed their interest. His partner Jacinta making the move to Sporting Lisbon earlier this summer meant that his exit was always a possibility. Carl is a 4-hour drive from Lisbon now after making the move to Spain. We wish him all the best, but as usual the show must go on. Celtic visit Pittodrie on Sunday at midday in what is said to be an audacious away tie for Brendan Rodgers' men. Heading to the northeast is never easy, and this time around will be no different. Ahead of the match, Hoops manager Brendan Rodgers gave an update regarding the availability of some members of his squad. Firstly, the Irishman confirmed that Abada, who came off injured against Ross County at the weekend, will be good to go. He said, "He's okay, he's fine. He's been back training, he's just got a little knock." As well as confirming the fitness of the Israeli winger, which is a big boost for Sunday in itself, Rodgers spoke about how big a season it could be for him. He said, "This is a season for him to be available and be robust and be strong, and he's shown that over the course of pre-season." Going by the 50-year-old's words, the 21-year-old could be in for a wealth of game time over the course of the 2023-24 season. Currently the right wing spot is his to lose, and one imagines that Abada will do all he can to keep it his. As the campaign goes forward, if the attacker keeps up his consistency of those numbers and performances that have been there throughout his Celtic career, then it could be his season to come out to the fore and prove himself as a talismanic outlet for his team. Celtic new boy Mark Nowacki had a fantastic debut at the weekend and has followed that up with more impressive displays in training this week. That is according to our sources, after showcasing his quality with quotes unbelievable being branded around Lennoxtown. Further to this, Tam McManus has also been excited by what he has seen and believes he levels up the quality in the back line. He said, "You have to trust the manager. He has got a great record of developing players and taking them to the next level. He's 22 years old, he signed a 5-year deal and the fee was about £4 million. So again, if he comes in and is as solid at the back as he has shown from the first game, then Celtic have an exciting player on their hands. He looks like he enjoys the physical aspects of the game. He puts himself about. I don't think he's one who's going to be a lightweight. He ticks a lot of boxes for Celtic. Brendan seems to be desperate to get him in, so it's another exciting one for those fans." It has emerged that Celtic will be without their South Korean striker O for up to 6 weeks. During Brendan Rodgers' pre-match press conference ahead of the Aberdeen game on Sunday, the manager confirmed to us that O had picked up a calf injury and will now undergo treatment for it over the next month. It leaves Celtic short up front with Kyogo our only recognised striker. The good thing is Maeda can also play as a forward if need be. Rodgers used Dyson in that position during pre-season and he managed a hat-trick against Yokohama. The injury to O highlights the fragility of the squad up front. If Kyogo is now to sustain an injury, it will be very problematic. Not having O as an option for going into the Champions League campaign and overexposing Kyogo could also be an issue. The transfer window is still open and Celtic might be tempted to go back into the market for another striker. It would make sense if they brought in more cover in case O's problems persist throughout the season. Several Celtic youngsters have been on the move this summer. Lesosa departed the club to move to Belgium's second tier, meanwhile Matthew Anderson and Toby Uluwayemi have switched to Admar Waka in Austria. This Admar Waka option was also available to highly rated Hoops right back Ben McPherson, although according to the Daily Record he has chosen to stay in Scotland and join Championship side Queen's Park on loan for the season. It is said that the move could even take place prior to the Spiders' clash with Arbroath this weekend. In Glasgow's south side, McPherson will undoubtedly get opportunities for a side that narrowly missed out on promotion to the Scottish Premiership last season. The 19-year-old has a high ceiling and didn't look too out of place on Celtic's Japan tour. He has a few caps for Scotland under-21s, and in the 2023-24 season will be eager to progress, develop his game and come back to Parkhead an improved player who is ready to challenge for a place in the first team potentially. Stephen Welsh, a product of the Celtic Academy, finds himself at a pivotal juncture in his football career. Whilst he's been assured of a place in the Celtic squad, he has been told there's no guarantee of consistent first-team football at Celtic Park, and if he would like to leave, Brendan Rodgers would not stand in his way. Throughout his journey with the club, Welsh has predominantly served as a backup defensive option. His dedication and passion for the team are undeniable, being a Celtic fan himself. However, the pressing question is whether he prioritises game time at this crucial stage in his career. With just 3 weeks left in the transfer window, Brendan hinted that several players might be on their way out of the club. This has sparked speculations. Could Stephen Welsh be among those departing? Only time will tell what decision Welsh will make. When it comes to leaving your boyhood club, the decision will never be easy. However, making his own way into the game will have a huge upside for the centre-back. Celtic have signed Mark Nowacki this summer and are looking to bring in another centre-half to replace Carl Starfelt. Welsh will likely be fourth choice defender if he stays. Daniel Wazzani has been speaking about his time at Celtic and the summer signing of Marco Tilio. Tilio joined Celtic on the final day of June, signing a 5-year deal after arriving from Melbourne City as the most expensive signing ever from an Australian team. It is a record that is likely to come under with some pressure down under. His start to life in Celtic has been a little bit subdued, given that he's yet to feature due to an injury. Regardless of this, the move has made big news in his homeland and given ex-Cel Arzani a newfound belief. He told Aussie Outlook, "Keep up. It's really strange to say, but for me it's inspiring to see Tilio last year doing well and see him get a move abroad. It makes me think that I have the capabilities to do something like that as well, and why can't I? I think Tilio going over there and getting a move is good for Australian football, it's good for him, and honestly I'm buzzing for him. I think it's a really good thing. I went to Celtic, I was obviously doing well at the beginning when I went there, then injury struck, that's football. Arzani never made any real impact at Celtic, but he was very unfortunate with injuries. He suffered a knee injury 20 minutes into his debut at Dundee, and only ever played for the club once more. Thankfully he now seems to be getting his career back on track, after returning home to play for Macarthur FC and now Melbourne Victory. Remarkably, he's still only 24 years old, so he has plenty of time to earn his return to Europe, and hopefully fare a little better than his time at the likes of Celtic, Utrecht and Manchester City. Tilio, meanwhile, will just be itching to get started in Glasgow. The update yesterday from Brendan Rodgers was positive, with Tilio hopefully back in around a month. Celtic fans will be counting down the days. Celtic fans, what do you make of Mark Nowacki's debut? Let me know down in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Remember guys, we have released our brand new Celtic t-shirts. We have our Brendan Rodgers Pope t-shirt and our Celtic Ultra t-shirts too. You can find it at celticapparel.com or just go down to the link in the description. Thank you, take care, bye bye.